Mobilise builds on our focus in the partnership to promote evidence-based practice. We've over 300 schools involved, and our ambition is for all schools in Lincolnshire to be involved in a process that really is a vehicle for continual improvement, taking evidence, scaling it up, making sure that it has an impact upon all the children in all Lincolnshire schools.
As a head teacher board, we've really thought about how to involve as many schools as possible in innovative research-based CPD opportunities. Taking learning from Mobilise 1, we've sought feedback from schools, and we're trying to make sure that there's something in the project for all schools.
So there were 6 options available for Mobilise Choice, and they were based on feedback from senior leaders and head teachers, as well as, of course, what the research suggests would have an impact on pupil attainment. One of those options was innovation, which is just closed, and another option was digital feedback, which was a project with Education Endowment Foundation, which is just closed. Now we've got 4 which are still open. Those 4 choices are cognition and memory, feedback and marking, independence, and also a continuation, a second year of the teaching assistant project. Feedback and marking, the research suggests, can have a significant impact on learning. The research suggests it could have up to 8 months if done properly. It also suggests that it's actually quite difficult to do and to do well, especially unless it has good professional development, which is what we're hoping to do through Mobilise Choice. The research suggests that feedback should be used sparingly, that feedback should be focused on something that pupils are doing well rather than necessarily focused on negative aspects of their performance. There are lots of accessible research that we can look at through Mobilise Choice. For example, the work of John Hattie, the work of Dylan William, psychologists such as the work of Robert Bjork, who talks about the notion of desirable difficulties, about feedback not making work too easy, but actually making pupils actually think hard about their work. Part of it will also be looking at feedback and marking as well, and the impact on marking of learning. There was a recent review by Oxford University and the Education Endowment Foundation, and it'd be interesting to go over that review, and it'd be interesting to actually work together collaboratively to actually study what the ramifications are of that review in terms of practice within schools. Cognition and memory, it focuses on how pupils learn, the way they learn and the way that they retain things. Essential for curriculum design. So there are aspects of cognition and memory that we could study over the year through Mobilise Choice, for example, retrieval practice or spaced learning. So retrieval practice might be the impact of low-stakes tests. The research suggests that low-stakes tests may improve retention of work by up to 50% over long periods of time. Spaced learning again works with retrieval practice, and fundamental for curriculum design then, if rather than massed practice that we study one thing in one go, spaced practice would space that learning over time, and that has an impact on the way that pupils are able to retain that, which is obviously essential. But again, I'll come back to the notion of curriculum design fitting into cognition memory. Other aspects of cognition might be things like interleaving, how we interleaved worked examples with then pupils doing independent study rather than, again, mass practice. So there are lots of aspects of cognition which have a powerful effect in terms of the way that pupils remember, but also are absolutely intrinsic in terms of the way we design our curriculums for them. Independence in Mobilise Choice is if we have a group of schools together working in the same format as we're used to, the professional learning community, that want to work on something which is a local issue, a local problem, which has a good, secure evidence base. So, for example, schools might have an issue around homework, especially secondary schools where the evidence is strong that it has an impact, and they might think, well, together we know there's this issue around homework, and we'd like to work collaboratively as a group, 8 to 12 schools ideally, on this particular area. There's a secure evidence base in terms of the impact and in terms of practice, and we have a cluster lead who is able to lead us through an independent project with support from the Mobilise team that we can actually work through during the course of the year on this particular area and develop our schools focusing on this independent project. The second year of the Teaching Assistant project will be very much a bespoke year for groups of schools that want to perhaps embed the work that they've done through the last year, for the first year of the Mobilise project, or that they might, for example, have missed some aspects of it, or there are certain other angles that they want to take on it. So the creation of the second year of the TA project will very much be around the needs of those schools to actually cater for what they want to do, to work with the teachers and teaching assistants through a second year.
Schools now need to make their choice, and they need to decide which element of Mobilise is right for them. If you need a reminder, there are videos explaining all of the elements of Mobilise Choice on the Mobilise website. When you've decided which element you're going to do, you might want to just clarify which collaboration you're working with, who's going to be leading it within your school. Once you've made those decisions, you need to sign up on the Mobilise website by the 23rd of June.
Our ambition, our vision for Mobilise is that 100% of the schools in Lincolnshire are involved in this project. A key focus for the partnership is that every school, every child is known, valued and supported to achieve, and we believe that Mobilise is the vehicle for delivering that.